Hi there everyone. Today we are breaking down the vinyasa. So we're going to go through some sun A's and sun B's so you can familiarize yourself with what a vinyasa even is. Vinyasas are great for warming up the body. It's almost like when you go to the gym or if you do any of the HIIT workouts, Carly always advises us to warm up. So whether that be a little jog or whatever, but a vinyasa is also a great option because you're opening up the shoulders, strengthening through the legs. And if you're breathing and moving pretty fluidly, you should be able to get a pretty good sweat on. So as I mentioned, we'll be breaking down sun A's and sun B's. If you feel like just watching me so you can get a better understanding of what it looks like, feel free, or you could try it with me. We'll be moving pretty slowly for the first ones, and I will also show you our very first vinyasa. We'll have some modifications. So without further ado, we're going to start in downward facing dog. So you want your hands shoulder width apart. In fact, let's all come to a tabletop position. So from your tabletop position, make sure your hands are shoulder width apart. Your hips are, your knees are about hip width apart. And you're tucking the tailbone under, so your core is engaged. All right, soften the shoulders back towards the hips. Now walk your hands forward about an inch from where they are, and then rise the hips up, downward facing dog. Okay, now if down dog is just not something you're digging today, you could always drop down to tabletop position, just sub it out for a tabletop position. But in your down dog, you want your feet 2 fists width apart, rooting the heels down towards the earth, and tilt through the pelvis. So if you look at me here on the screen, you're not doing any of this, and even this, you want to be almost exaggerating that tilt and soften the shoulders down. Okay, so we're going to start with our first, just different variation of a vinyasa. It's kind of called a modification. So we're going to take an inhale, gaze up towards the hands, and tiptoe the toes up to meet the wrists. Your feet are about hip width apart. Inhale, halfway lift, so bring the hands to the shins or thighs. But you have a flat back and you're pulling the crown of the head away from you. Tuck the tailbone under just slightly so that you feel your core engage. Pull the belly button back towards the spine, no Buddha bellies here. Okay, if you need to take a little bend into the knee, no big problem, or knees, no big deal at all. And then we're going to exhale, forward fold. So you let the head be heavy and you allow the chin to draw in towards the chest. Then take a little bend into the knees, rise arms all the way up, mountain posture. You want ideally your arms parallel to the ears. So if you need to take a little bend into the elbows, it's totally fine. Tuck the tailbone under. Okay? Feel the strength running through the legs. Reach through the fingertips, but root the feet into the ground. Then we're going to take an inhale, gaze up. Draw the palms together, swan dive down. So this motion here, you're drawing the hands together and down with a flat back, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to the shins or thighs. Again, your core is engaged and you have a flat back. So imagine someone's going to have a little tea party on your lower back. And then exhale, forward fold. Okay, hands onto the mat, step back, high plank, drop to the knees. Okay, so our little variation here. Draw the elbows in towards the rib cage as you lower down, and then belly all the way to the mat. Now this one's called Cobra. Point through the toes, hands underneath the shoulders. Now pull them back to be more in line with the rib cage. Rise the chest up, pull the crown of the head away from the hips. So sometimes we like to look forward, but instead look at the top of your mat. Maybe float the hands up, drop the hands down, push into the mat, tabletop position, and then you can transition to a downward facing dog from here. Okay, so every movement has a breath attached to it. So it's really important to remember as you flow and to take those big, huge inhales, big exhales. Now we're going to do a full vinyasa. So inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, jump or step forward. Inhale, halfway lift, so hands come to the shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold, chin in towards the chest, nice bend into the knees. Keep this bend as you rise all the way up. Fingertips reach up. Tuck the rib cage in so your core is engaged. And draw the palms together, swan dive down. So push the palms together, keep that flat back all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Again, hands to the shins or thighs. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, high plank. Now this one can be really tricky for a full chaturanga. So you want a long line from the crown of your head to the hips, hips to the heels. Okay, often what I see is the swooping action, I like to call it, which is this. You draw down and swoop all the way up. Instead, what I want you to try to do is rock onto the toes, lower down, so you have 90 degrees through the arms. Flip one toe, the other toe, then push up. So this transition is a lot smoother. You're not swooping, okay? Use your core, lift the booty up, downward facing dog. Okay, let's try full vinyasa one more time. So inhale, gaze up. If you jump, take a nice bend into the knees, slowly jump the feet forward, and with a very soft landing, which mine was not, so you try your best to do otherwise. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rise arms all the way up. Core is engaged as you draw the palms together, sink down all the way. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, high plank. Rock onto those toes. Your legs are super engaged. Tuck the tailbone under so your core is engaged. Chaturanga, 90 degrees with the arms. You're not bringing the shoulders lower than the elbows. Push up as you flip the toes. And then downward facing dog. Okay, for some B, we're going to add a chair to this. So take a moment here. Take a big inhale. Exhale, root the heels down towards earth. Another big inhale, gaze up. Exhale, either jump or step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, let the head go. Rise arms all the way up. Walk your feet together now, sink down low. Chair position. So what I don't want you to be doing is sticking the booty out and kind of like reaching through the fingertips, but allowing the shoulders to reach up towards the ears. Shoulders are not allowed to come for the party. So pull them down towards the earth. You want to make sure that you can see all of your pretty little toes and tuck the tailbone under. Arms up. Then we're going to inhale, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, high plank. You can always drop to the knees. Lower down, chaturanga. Flip one toe, the other toe, push up. And downward facing dog as you exhale. Now we're going to do that same thing, but really working on linking the breath. So take an inhale, gaze up. Exhale, jump or step forward. Inhale, halfway lift, and so the shins are thighs. Exhale, forward fold. Rise arms all the way up. Come to stand. Walk the feet together. Down low, chair. So you want to keep open through the chest. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Whew. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, high plank, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra, you choose. Exhale, down facing dog. Okay, we're gonna drop down to the knees now. I don't know about you, but that certainly can get the heartbeat going and great warm up. If you have any further questions, just let us know. It's important to know that what I didn't show here is the warriors. So warrior 1 and warrior 2 kind of come after the vinyasas, after you've warmed up, and after the sun Bs particularly, okay? So we will be doing another kind of little mini tutorial on the warrior series, but this was basically just focusing on the vinyasa flow part of that sequence. When typically it goes, you flow through sun B, and then you go into the warrior 1s, warrior 2s. Okay, I hope that was helpful for all of you. I know for me, I almost broke off a little bit of a sweat. Have a good one, guys. Bye.